why a 48-hour fast may turn out to be the most powerful experience of your life. Now, it's not going to seem like hitting a game-winning grand slam, buzzer beater at the Final Four, Hail Mary pass in the Super Bowl, but it'll transform your life because it'll impact you forevermore going forward. There's a reason that I start my students and clients out with the 48-hour fast right out the gate. And one of those reasons is to build confidence and to prove to themselves that nothing bad is going to happen. But I made a list here that I want to go over with you guys of all the benefits of doing a 48-hour fast. Now, if you're new here, my Panda Diet, one of the protocols of Black Panda is how I live all the time for the past 6.5 years. And that's a 48-hour fast, OMAD, and then there's obviously the nutritional component with the feast. So I've been eating 6 meals a week, slightly less because I'll do longer fasts throughout the year for that period of time. It's so important to start out with realizing that food is a drug. It affects the internal biochemical and hormonal environment of the body. It's the definition of a drug. You, by doing a 48-hour fast, I remember the first one that I was kind of in an altered state of mind. I remember asking myself, this is the first day I've ever gone without eating anything or drinking anything as far as calories. So I went from a Sunday night to a Tuesday night. So you break from this drug of food. Most people are not aware that food is a drug and that they are addicted to it. They're addicted to it. So that's the first thing. It'll forever change the way you view food. And at the end, if you stay to the end, I'm going to finish with the banger and wrap it up, linking back to that. Another huge benefit, even if you just do this a couple times a year, which I think once you try it, you'll be doing it more than that. You give your digestive system a rest. Your digestive system, guys, is where the majority of your immune system, there's varying numbers, but let's say 80% of your immune system resides in the gut. 80% of your neurotransmitters are produced in the gut. This is where the term gut feeling comes from, the second brain. If it's constantly being bombarded with food that it has to work to move through the digestive tract, it's going to be inflamed. The microbiome within the gut, the bacteria, digestive enzymes are all going to get out of whack. So you give your digestive system a break. And when you do that, your body has a chance to heal and let the other systems come into play more. You're not aware of it because your nervous system is running this amazing body that you have, the temple that you have, automatically. So you don't give it conscious thought. But your digestive system takes a lot of energy. A lot of blood has to go to the gut, the intestines, to digest a meal. So what if you're eating like most people, 3-4 meals a day, plus snacking because you've been told this is what you have to do to lose weight. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That's not so. You give the digestive system a break. Which ties into the next one, the healing aspect. Any animal in nature, when it's injured or sick, fasts, doesn't eat. We have our 3 amazing dogs, 2 puppies, and then we got Dax, the old man, Labs, very fond of dogs. And we put one down, our first lab that we got as a family, me and Devin, Bettina, in January, depending when you're watching this, January 2025. And she was a chow hound. Labs like to eat. Then we still have them kind of fasting. They eat twice a day. Actually, the other day, they did a 24-hour fast. They went dinner to dinner. I think it's good for them, too. But it seemed like it came out of nowhere, where bone cancer just seemed to pop up. Now, obviously, it was brewing underneath the surface. But when she got real bad towards the end, she didn't want to eat. And then I knew something's wrong here. Something's really off. But her body was trying to fight this. She was sick. So if we just look at nature and model the intelligence of animals, in some ways they're smarter than us. It leaves us clues. Now, with the healing, you also have something called autophagy. Autophagy is really stimulated. Let me tell you what autophagy is. It's basically when it's like the garbage man going through your body, getting the garbage from damaged cells. It'll either, for an analogy, clip those parts off, you excrete them, or clip those parts off, recycle them, turn them into something else. Now, autophagy happens in the absence of food. It takes at least 6 hours to enter a fasted state once you eat. So think about most people, how they are constantly eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. They're never giving their body a break, the digestive system, and they're not really getting any autophagy. So this is a huge thing. That ties into the next concept, why 48 is something to consider. Insulin, one of the three master hormones, is the most anabolic hormone in the body. It's really the only hormone that we have a large degree of control over. Every disease known to mankind is rooted in insulin resistance. You become insulin resistant when you're eating too often, when you're chronically stressed, because insulin signals your body to store the blood sugar, the nutrients that are coming. But knowing that insulin resistance is the root cause of every disease known to mankind, we also have to think about cancer. There's research out there, and it's my belief that fasting is a great anti-cancer tool. When you're giving the body a break, you're becoming more insulin sensitive rather than resistant. And then you can get into dry fasting, right? That's super powerful things. We're just talking about a regular 48 water fast here. But just keep that in mind if you or somebody you know has cancer. But the anti-cancer implications. Now the establishment will say that's not true, it doesn't work. Guys, there's a reason. I'm going to wrap this up at the end with something that can really be a punch to your face to wake you up. They're going to tell you, oh no, that it doesn't work. It's not that way. There's a reason that fasting has kind of been hidden from us, even though it's in every religious text. If you look at the Bible, it says when you fast and when you pray, not if. It's a requirement. And it's cited multiple times throughout the Bible. Obviously, Moses, Jesus, 40-day fast. Jesus did a 40-day dry fast. But it's in there for a reason. Now we get into the mindset piece, right? You broke from the drug of food. You start to master the inner dialogue, the conversation that is going on in your head all the time. So to me, fasting is probably the best self-development, because you're going to start to have these thoughts when you're in this 48-hour fast. I want food. I want food. Now, if you have body fat that you want to lose, that is a food source. That's fuel. And all you got to do is squeeze that. I got all this food right here. What's going on? So you start to really master that. And that leads to more self-awareness, self-mastery. It carries over to every other area of your life. When I first started this, I would tell myself every time I would hit a fast, I'm building mental muscle, mental resilience. And then I would also use it like if I had to do anything, right? I'm looking for a confidence boost or an edge. Let's say I'm in a negotiation. In my mind, I'm like, this dude across from me isn't willing to do this, what I'm doing consistently, weekly, daily. So you start to play around with that. And unlike a diet where you're not going to get immediate results, with fasting, you could get immediate results if you're talking about the external, but that's not the point. It's the confidence boost and the success that you'll feel the first time you do it. I'm in control. That's the thought you will have. Not this food, not the clock, not the messaging, not my social setting. So you start to master that. And then tying into that, we have the reframing of hunger. Hunger is a funny thing. And it's not the same thing as appetite. Everybody likes to use those words. I'm hungry. Interchangeably. They're not the same thing. But just think about it. I'm hungry. Now, if I look at my children, I think of Emma, my 6-year-old daughter. I feel hungry. Feel hungry. So you start to view hunger differently. Hunger is a feeling. Really, you will start to view it, what I teach my students, as an emotion. And when you view it as an emotion, it loses control over you. Now, the other thing that's a huge, this is worth tens of thousands of dollars if you struggle with excess weight in eating. So most people feel hunger and they panic. You got to go eat right away. I'll get hungry. I got to eat. My blood sugar's getting low. That's not so either. Now, you could refer to some of my other videos for more on that, like the mechanics of fasting, what's actually going on. When you feel hungry, you start to tell yourself, this is good. This is what fat loss feels like. This is what supreme health feels like. And then it becomes a positive. And if you think about hunger, when you're hungry, does your energy go up or down? Just like when people get nervous, they view it as a bad thing. When you got nerves before, let's say you're going to step on stage or give a big talk, whatever it is, your energy goes up, not down. When you're hungry, your energy goes up, not down. It's built into us. It's something we're supposed to feel periodically. I'm not talking about chronic hunger, but it's a primal state. We don't want to avoid, and we don't want to be a slave to hunger. Now, here's the finisher. Guys, I've had so many people go through my program, so many clients, that when they start doing this successfully, you find a fasting protocol that that person could do in theory forever, right? That ties into the mind map that I teach and that I coach with, the mind mapping, which is huge, right? It's all about new patterns and habit formation. But all of a sudden, you start to break out of the matrix. It's like this fog has been lifted, this cloud that you're in, where you're just kind of zombified. Now, the current nutrition dogma and standard practice out there, your typical North American diets, where did they come from, guys? Is it a potential going way back to even like the food pyramid earlier than that the powers that be knew if you ate frequently, even if you're eating clean, you would be much more easily controlled. You wouldn't be as much of a free thinker. And if you ate frequently, guess what? Because of the insulin resistance, you're more than likely to become a lifetime client of Big Pharma. You break out of the matrix. And this is what I want to tell you guys. It'll make you realize that you've been lied to. You have been lied to about nutrition and food. And it is just a perpetual lie that repeats. Powers that be teach it at the universities, certifications. It's all these people cannot think outside the box that are in the health and fitness industry. There's exceptions, but they're few and far between. And I've got buddies, right, that think outside the box when it comes to health and nutrition and fitness. You've been lied to your whole life. And your first 48-hour fast is going to prove that to you. It's going to be like, whoa, what have I been doing my whole life? So that's why a 48-hour fast just might be the most amazing and powerful experience of your life. Suggest you give it a try. There's a link down below if you want to join one of my free groups to find out more. There's a lot of good people in there sharing ideas, giving their experience, different insights. So definitely hop on over there, leave a comment or a question, hit the like button if this was helpful to you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can be sure to see all the other videos I'm putting out for you here on YouTube. Later, guys.